Okay, you can do. First part of creating Workato trial version account is having a Salesforce account or a Google account, because to get a direct Workato account, they won't allow us to do unless we have a demo with us to get our client set up, so and so. So can you open app.workato.com? So if you can see here, it is asking a work email, which most of us won't be having. So to do that, to get access, if you see in the bottom, it is saying you can log in with one of your either Google or Salesforce account. I would recommend going with Salesforce account. Can you click on Salesforce there? Yeah. So can you, and even you don't have access to Salesforce yet. So you need to create Salesforce account first. Can you click on try for free?
I have access. Let me create a new one. It's okay.
Yeah, that's fine, but for other members to get to know
Okay.
that.
Mm.
So this is Salesforce trial account. Salesforce, as I mentioned, which is a CRM, customer relationship management tool. Just give your personal email and a dummy phone number, without a dummy company name. If you click on start free trial, it will provide an account for you. Using that, you will be logging with Workato. That's a valid email, right? So hit.
Yeah, it's valid.
Okay. Can you approve or can you verify that email address?
Yeah, sure.
So he got access to Workato Salesforce trial account. So if you can quickly go to your Gmail.
Yeah, I'm doing that from my mobile. Actually, I'm on. I have some filter here. I can't open
I
Google here,
see.
so
Okay, that's fine.
I'm doing from mobile.
Yeah. So before Sohit does that, let me share my screen. So you will be receiving this kind of an email address, email where Salesforce access credentials, and it will ask you to verify your credentials and all. So click on verify account. Do remember that your username will be this, not the email address that you gave on the user form. So you need to note down this username once you receive this verification email. Click on verify account. So it would send another email which will give you a one-time passcode. Copy that passcode and verify it here. Which would eventually ask. Ask you to change the password. Now you're all set with your Salesforce access completely. So next time when you log in, it would ask you for an email address that the username that you got in here, which is your username, and you have reset your password in there. Let me log out and log in again. So do remember your username is not the email address that you gave while filling the form. So just because you are logging in for the first time, after you log out, you will receive one more verification code that you need to enter. So this is all set. Now I'll go to Workato. Sohit, you are all set with that, right?
Yeah, I'm done.
Yep. Would you mind sharing your screen and logging into Workato? The URL will be app.workato.com. Do take notes on a book, maybe if you are attending this session from your mobile. But anyway, I'm going to provide the recording by end of the day. Now he got access to Workato by just logging in from his Salesforce account. No, thanks, Sohit. So this is something that you see when you just log into your Workout account using your Salesforce account. So the first part I would like to discuss is the integration developer mindset. So as I discussed in yesterday's session, so to deal with any new applications that you are gonna do integrations using Workato, you need to understand the system you are dealing with, like how the objects are set up, how the data is being stored in there, and what is the relationship between different tables or the objects within that system. So for this entire session, I'm going to use Salesforce as the main application, and some of other applications like NetSuite and Slack as well. So I'll take you a little bit deep into Salesforce CRM for you to understand how that system behaves and how the objects are stored and how the data is getting stored within that system, and how you can create any new object or a new table basically within that system. So when I mean object in Salesforce is basically a database table basically. So every application which stores data, it usually stores either in a table structured format or unstructured format. The Salesforce is basically stores the data in a structured format, which is rows and columns, basically a table. Now let's understand how Salesforce is useful in the outside world for companies. So as I mentioned earlier, assuming your client is using Salesforce to store their customer information, because your client usually either they can sell some products or services to the customers. So in order to maintain their customer data, they usually store all their customer information, such as what is their company and what are the main contacts of that company that we are dealing with, and what opportunity we have with them, whether we are selling some products or whether we are selling some services. And these are the main things. But how does we get accounts into Salesforce? So for any company to sell products, they usually do campaigns. So campaigns, as in it can be web campaigns, web-based campaigns, where user clicks some advertisement, they fill in the details, and that will come to Salesforce eventually with the backend code that they developed. So web-based leads are maybe some partners who are partnering with our client who get contacts or accounts for us. So once we get those details from the campaigns in Salesforce, they will be stored as leads. Leads are basically the potential customers. They may convert as our customers or they may not. But leads are the basic input data for our Salesforce instance. In order for our business development representatives, basically the BDRs, to work with that leads, basically the outside customers, like which they are not actually the customers at that point, they're just the leads. They may convert to customers or they may not. BDRs will work with those leads or connect with those contacts. Like usually they fill the web forms, right? So they contact via email or phone number. They get in touch with them. They usually talk about like, hey, we sell these products and how it is better when compared to other similar products in the market, and they give all those details, and they convince. If that lead is okay to become a customer for us and okay to purchase products with us, then we create accounts for them. So for example, let's say Being Human is a customer. It's got converted from a lead. So account is the key point. Account is a key object or a key record that we maintain for that customer. Are you guys so far with me?
Yes, Srinath.
Yes,
Yeah.
Srinath.
Do let me know if you couldn't get the business here. Cool. Now, if you look here, I'll show you like how we can create an account. But so let's say Being Human became our customer who is interested to purchase one of our product. So we create an account for him and we manage their phone numbers, we manage their website, and who created this account within Salesforce. Basically, it can be a business development representative who created this account, and then account site, like where is it actually existing, like the location and all, and which industry it is actually belong to. And for, let's say we create an account for our customer, but who do we actually contact with? And the phone number can be of the company's desk phone number, but who do we actually contact with? So in order to contact, like we usually manage contacts of that customer, as in they can be the CEO of that company, they can be a VP of that company, they can be a sales manager of that company who deals with all the product purchases and all that we do with them. So we manage all those contacts in here. So we create contacts as and when required. Let's say a CEO moved to a different company. So we change the contact, or we delete this contact and create a new contact in here. So what is that? So in order to create a new contact, new contact for that customer, we mention his phone number, to which like this will be automatically pulled up because we are creating a contact out of this account. And all his relevant details, like his mailing address, shipping address, and the description of the contact. So all these things we will create so that the contact details are up to date. So whenever we want to sell new products to the same customer, we again contact with these details to these contacts of the customer. Then we sell our products. Now, imagine this customer has already purchased a few products with us. and which is all set, the deal is done. What if we have developed a new product and we want to sell that new product to the same customer? How do we do that? Then again, instead of like, we don't need to again like create a new account, add contacts again and communicate with them. So the account for that customer is already set up. We have their contacts already. So what we do, we create an opportunity. So in Salesforce or in any business world, opportunity is actually it's a kind of deal that we want to make with the same customer in order to sell our new products. So it is a new business opportunity, but with the existing customers. It can be a new customer. As you can see, this customer hasn't purchased anything yet. So which means this customer is just set up, and we just set up their contacts, the customer's contacts, and then we want to sell a new product to this customer. So in order to do that, we click this new opportunity. So types in Salesforce, like you don't need to worry about it at this point. It can be a test opportunity, and I am dealing the deal. So opportunity owner is basically who actually is trying to sell the deal or the products with the customer. So opportunity owner, either it can be a BDR or a sales rep who are managing this deal. Now, so what are we actually selling? What kind of deal it is? So that we can mention whether he's replacing, like these options are actually completely manageable or customizable. So this came up with the trail version of Salesforce. These are the minimum standard options that Salesforce is giving for us, but we can customize this, and I'll let you know how we can customize all these things. Now, let's say we want to sell a new product to this customer. Now, mention it as a new customer. So for this customer, we want to sell certain amount of products, and we also need to give a target for our sales rep to close this deal by end of this month, so that it can work well and also complete the deal within that time. Now this opportunity is completely new, and we are just dealing with the new customer. So we'll just say we're just doing a qualification whether this customer can purchase this new product or not. Now, assuming we just have one product which is having a 3,000 amount of cost. Now let's just save it. I'll just quickly open this opportunity. Now it will show you what is the total deal amount and the rest of the details that we filled while creating the opportunity. Now we will choose what products we want to sell to this customer. And in product is also one more object in Salesforce where we manage all the products that we want to sell, like what is the product and what is the price range of that product, and for which region. Let's say for APAC region, what is the amount or what is the cost of that product? For US North, what is the for North America, what is the cost of the product? So we also maintain price books, like based on the region, we maintain the product and their price ranges according to the region that we are selling. Let's say if Being Human has their entity in India, and if you want to sell any products to this customer, we usually choose the price book of APAC region. Let's not worry about the in-depth details. So in order to fulfill this opportunity, we want to sell a product. Let's select one product. So these are the price books. I just selected the standard price book where standard rates for the products are being managed. So I'll just say I'm just selling this diesel engine to this customer. Just selling just one product. I can decrease or increase. So I can decrease or increase the sales price based on the discount that I want to give to this customer. So I would like to give a discount of 10,000. So I'll just mention the sales price as this one. This is completely based on the decision of the sales rep. So these are all customizable. You can if you are a Salesforce admin, you can just customize all these things. So let's not worry about it. We're just selling this product to this customer as part of this opportunity. So once the deal is over, let's say we have sent out a quotation for him. So he approved the quotation, like customer is okay with the cost that we are trying to sell. So once he's okay, so we'll just say we can close the deal by marking it as closed one. So which means an opportunity can be of two types, where we try to sell a product to the customer, but if he is not interested or not okay with the cost that we or the quotation that we give, if he is not interested for that cost, so we can close the deal by losing it. Or if the customer is okay to go ahead and do further invoice processing and payments and all, like if he's okay to purchase that product, we can say closed one, that he is interested to purchase. So then rest of the things like invoicing, all these things happen via, it can be email, or there are other systems like NetSuite or Sales Contact, or there is a different Salesforce module called Salesforce CPQ, which handles all the payments. So let's not worry about that. So far we dealt with accounts where we created Being Humans account, and there is a contact that we created who actually is responsible handling all the deals with our company. And we created one opportunity where we are trying to sell a specific product to this customer, and which is actually a closed won deal, which means we are successful in selling this product to this customer. Now this customer purchased a diesel engine. What if he faces some issue with that product? Like, how do we contact? So how do we how do the customer contact with us? So that he can tell, hey, it is not working, or there is a technical issue with that. He needs to contact with us, as in our company, with our client. So for any service-based or a product-based company, customer service is very important to retain our customers, so that we can sell more products, or we can have a market grip, all those things. So in order to maintain that with our customers, we need to have a customer support as well. So that is where this case object comes into picture. So imagine a customer faces a technical issue with the diesel engine that we sell. So customer usually comes in or contacts with our sales representative or account executive or our customer success manager. So all those team members will be added here, so that whenever customer logs into Salesforce to or have contact with our customer success manager, who is basically part of this accounting. So let's set up myself as customer success manager. Let's see. Account manager, who is responsible handling all the customer related issues. So customer logs in or contacts with Srinath Bandi, who is his account manager of Salesforce account. Then this account manager will basically go in and reports a new case in here. So it can be of R1 and R2. Like this is completely manageable. Let's not worry about the record type. So he'll just mention that this contact reached out to me. Case owner is myself, as in the account manager of this contact. So I'll just say this contact reached out to me, which is related to this account, and is trying to report a new case, and customer can reach out to the account manager via email or a web or a phone number. Assume customer reached out to us via phone number and reported some issue with the product that he purchased. So it can be the case type can be like I just said, technical, so which I can't see as an option, but we can set up that as an option in the backend. But right now I just selected other. So let's say breakdown due to technical issue. No. So the accounts team member, the account manager can write any comments like what are the details and what is the main purpose that the customer reported this case with us, and few details and what are the comments that he can provide, so that there will be for any company there will be support team members or the engineers who in the backend they take care of these cases and resolve the issues immediately. So assume that we have selected priority. Just give me. You can only set a case as escalated if the high priority is not closed. So the case got created, and this case will be routed to. There is a Salesforce setting in the backend where it will route this case to support engineers, and they will work off of this case. So this is on the main process. The key process that any Salesforce instance would manage, or any client would manage, like how our clients would manage their customers. So we create campaigns, leads will come in, BDRs will work off of those leads, and they create new accounts in Salesforce, and they create contacts related to that account. Then we sell products to that customer off of the opportunity. Once the opportunity is closed on, we successfully get certain amount from them. Then if there are any issues with the products that we sell, they will create cases, and support engineers will deal off of these cases. So account team members are basically our internal team, internal users, are internal users who usually manage this customer. So this is all the main sales process that every company would follow, but there are other like based on the products and based on the services they will sell, they will set up their Salesforce instance accordingly. Now let's say this is an account, like in here, like all the details that it is trying to display in the UI is very like intuitive, and it is very detailed, and we'll see like we're able to see what like every information in here. Now let's try to understand how this is being stored in the backend, like what is the source, like how this is getting displayed in here. Now let's see how the object, or like how this data table is being set up in Salesforce in the backend. Now if you can look in the setup, now click on setup from this gear button, just click on the setup. Are you guys so far with me?
Yes, Srinath.
Thank you.
Yeah, yes, Srinath.
I actually do not need to explain all these details, but in order to completely understand a Salesforce related use cases, you need to know how the sales process is in Salesforce and how the objects or the tables are set up in Salesforce on the backend. Now, as you can see, and you also need to understand that one more thing. Now, if you look at, you can see the object name here. This is an account. If you look at the URL, and this is very important for any integration developer. So for every record or for every customer or an opportunity or a contact, so basically it is called as record in the backend. So for every record that you create in the Salesforce URL, it will try to give for which object or for which entity you actually created this record and what is the record ID. So Salesforce maintains these details. So for every record that you create, let's say for being human, it is trying to maintain the record ID as this one, which is very unique for this customer. You can access all the details of this customer just by using this ID. Now I'll show you how we can query these details by this ID when we get into Workato. Now, if you look at in here, there are more than 50 plus objects which are in the backend, but we'll just see some of them that we discussed so far, which is account first. Okay. So in account, as you can see, there is a thing like it will just give you a brief description of what this object is, which is a standard object at this point, and API name. So for any object or for any record or for any field within any system, so there will be a thing called API name. So which is the main like even though whatever it can be displayed in here, let's say if you can see here account owner is Srinath Bandi, but if you look at the API name of that field, it is just name. So which means Salesforce is trying to display this field account name with the label, but in the backend it is just name. So these things we need to understand as an integration developer. And also there are a few other, let's see, account revenue. So we can find that somewhere here. If not, we'll just search from here. Oh, sorry. So account revenue. So sorry, annual revenue, my bad. So annual revenue, in here it is just displaying annual space revenue, but in the backend it is storing it as annual revenue with no space. So these are the API names of the fields that we need to understand and understand as part of our integration process. So this is just one system that I'm talking about. When you deal with the different systems, you need to understand and look at how that object is being set up. Look at all the table. Look at the fields or the columns that were set up as part of this table. So Salesforce in the UI, even though it just shows us like what are the fields and what are the data type and all this information, but in the backend it is still just a table. So it is just displaying what are the columns that are there within this account object. So when I say object, you always remember it is just a table in the backend and Salesforce. So if you can see there are 43 items, which means there are 43 columns within the account table. Now, you might see there are some fields, even though the name says SLA, but it is being displayed as SLA_C. So in Salesforce, if you want to create a new column in this table, or basically a new field within this object, so that is called a customized field. So when you create a customized field, it will just append __C to that. So let's just create one field. Now, so some of you might know, in SQL, we know that whenever we want to create any table, we need to define the column names and their data types. So that's what the same thing here also. We are trying to create a new field within this account table. So in order to do that, it is asking, what is the data type of that field? Let's say take it as a number type. Or I'll just say total revenue. And decimal places, your wish, and length, your wish. There are few other things, whether it is a required field, whether it's unique field. Just don't worry about this. These will be managed by Salesforce administrator anyway. So we're just trying, for illustration purpose, I'm just trying to create just one field. And don't worry about all this. It is just like we're just giving an option, like setting these options to whether this field is visible to certain profiles or certain users within the system or not. So we'll talk about the users in the latter phases of the sessions. And I'm trying to display this option, display this field in every layouts. So don't worry about layouts as well. Layouts are basically managed for which user, which fields needs to be displayed when they open. Now I'm the administrator. Just because I'm the administrator, whatever the layout that was defined for my profile, only those fields will be visible here. So there are some fields like revenue, like the revenue does not need to be visible for BDR. So he just need to focus on getting the deal with the customer. So that he just need to view the phone number and their email address and their website. All like only this information is just enough for the BDR. So for the BDR users, we'll just provide one different layout. So they don't see all these fields and all. So for now, don't worry about all that. That is just a Salesforce customization part. Now, the same thing also applies for opportunity object as well. So in opportunity, we saw that the stage related information. Let me open the opportunity one more time. Now, this is called the opportunity stages. Now, right now it is just closed one. Now, let me check how that is being managed in the backend. Even though it tries to display as a progress bar in here, but these are just a pick list values in the backend. So this is how like Salesforce tries to display for the user as much more intuitive so that you can, like, you don't need to click an option, like click the drop down and select a certain option. He just clicks on this and just click change, like change the status. So let's see how that is being managed. So in opportunity, I think it is called stage. So stage name. Let's open this one. So this is of a pick list type. If you can see, the data type is pick list where certain pick list values are getting displayed. Now, if you can see here, we can see prospecting, qualification, value proposition, proposal and price quote, negotiation, review, and closed one. So all these are just pick list values that are being maintained in the backend. Now, if you can see, only few values are available for myself in here. I can't see all those options here because there are some, there has been some setup that was done in Salesforce backend so that for my profile, I can only see few options. As you know, I can see closed won, closed lost, negotiation, price and proposal, value proposition, qualification, prospecting. I can only see these things. So all these things are maintained by the Salesforce developers in the backend. So only particular options will be visible for my profile in here. Now, the same thing, like there is one more key important thing to notice is if you look at the account again, the like account level details are fine. They're just being managed within account object, like account owner, their phone number, website, all these things are directly managed in the account object itself. But how are the contacts are getting managed? Let's open this contact. So there is a contact associated with this customer. If you carefully look at the URL, this is a different object. And the record ID is different, completely different than to the account we saw. And how Salesforce is trying to display or connect these two records in the same page. So in SQL, if you could remember, there is a thing called foreign key and primary key. You guys so far with me?
Yeah, yes, Srinath.
Yeah. Let me know if you didn't get at any place. I'll try to repeat or go a little granular. Okay, thank you. So if you can see account object and this record has a different ID, which is being auto-generated by Salesforce when you create a new account. And this is a contact and whose object is contact, and this record ID for Salman Khan, this record ID is different than the account. So the foreign key and primary key, like that's how Salesforce also maintains, like tries to maintain the relationship between these two objects. So if I go to contact object one more time, to show you how those are related. I go to fields and relationships again. So just try to assume that whatever the fields that I'm showing here are just the columns within the contact table. Now, in order to maintain the relationship between the account and this contact, so there is a thing called in Salesforce called lookup relationship, like just like the foreign key. So foreign key is basically where contact is getting tied to the account just by the primary key of that account object. So if you can see here contact, so in the contact object you can see the account name. But if I go to the contact record Salman Khan, which is related to being human, so it is trying to display the account related information in here. So which means this account, this contact is tied to the being human customer, just because when we try to create the contact out of within this customer, it tries to associate this customer. As you can see, it is automatically populating the account name. So that is the reason this contact that we are going to create will be associated to this account directly. So the foreign key primary key relationships will be managed by Salesforce itself. It is just the same concept that we have seen in MySQL and all the database related concepts. So I hope you understand so far. Hello, you guys so far with me?
Yes, Srinath.
Yeah, thank you. So these are the main key concepts. I would like you to go through and create a new account and associate one contact with that account, then create one opportunity, and we will discuss more in the tomorrow session. Any doubts? So just I will forward you the recording. I think Buji brother will set up the WhatsApp account today. So I will try to send this recording to your emails. If you can share your emails in the chat there. So I'll create a Google Drive where you can access this content. So go through this recording today and try to understand the Salesforce domain, how you create accounts and how you create contacts and opportunities, and how you try to sell a product with the customer. Yeah, that's all for today. We will talk more and we will dive into Workato tomorrow.